You're watching the TCMMA podcast.
Francis Ngannou to make long-awaited MMA comeback against 6'8" giant after losing 2 boxing matches, right? He's going to fight Renan Ferreira in the PFL. Renan is a great fighter, he said. I have been watching him for years. Said Ngannou. I have been studying him for years. In fact, I've been telling people to watch this guy. And, you know, of course, Ngannou is going to hype this guy up. And the thing is he suffered 2 defeats now, but he's coming back to MMA. It's not a UFC setting. You would think it would be a little bit of a downgrade. But because he's been out of the octagon for 2 years, I say this is probably going to be an interesting fight to watch. In fact, it might be the first PFL prediction that we do, along with the Cyborg fight. So I'm looking into that. And that's not going to happen until, October or November, so we got plenty of time. But Ngannou is back. It just won't be for the UFC. It's unfortunate. But it is what it is. At least we get to see Ngannou fight once again. And that kind of helps us roll into the next story where Chael Sonnen says he wants UFC to reconsider Muhammad Mokaev. I hope that they get it worked out. As he said in his YouTube channel, there was one comment made by Dana, and Dana White was polite. He didn't call him out. He didn't embarrass him. He did an extremely broad stroke that he's difficult to deal with the matchmakers. So this is a very tough subject for the UFC because you can't afford to have legitimate fighters, regardless of the drama you got to deal with, go to other promotions and start winning titles to where now they say, well, this guy in this promotion's better than the UFC champion. And then you start having competition, which is ultimately what the world of MMA probably wants, but then you start moving into the role of boxing, right? Back in the day, early 1900s to 1960s, 70s, you always knew who the champions were. But as they splintered into multiple promotions, 4, 5, 6 different belts, and those guys aren't fighting, you don't know who the champion is, and we never get to see the best fight the best. So the UFC has to tread very carefully here, and I really think they need to keep Muhammad Mokaev. And maybe that's their plan. They're just giving him a hard time now to bring him to where they want him to be, right? And that's to come in and fight, try to finish guys, stop all the annex, even though we love the annex, but just kind of bring him into a normal UFC setting where let's let the fight do the talking type of thing.
He's gon' fight, he's gon' fight, hold your breath till the end of the night. Last fighter call, UFC at its height, bringing that thunder with all his might, saying step up, wanna fight, hold up, think twice, gladiator assassin, reckless no abandon, walk through that cage, he'll leave your ass